Okay. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. Uh, First, I'm gonna see it. That doesn't make sense. Session. Oops. She didn't sign up. Okay. Before I get started, y'all, I mean, I really need to let y'all know. Maybe share it in some way. I don't know. I have a few events coming up. So I have some single events coming up for all my singles who watch me. If you're in the Philadelphia area, please hit your girl up, DM me or message me. As I said, DM me like we on IG. Message me. Uh, you can email me actually at forthecause.u@gmail.com. Send me an email for the call. Let me put it here. I think it should be already here. forthecause.u@gmail.com. If you are single, you're going to be in the Philadelphia area this month. I got so many events coming up. So yeah. Obviously, I don't know. This is not obvious. But I host events tailored to catering to Black women. So obviously, men who are interested in dating Black women, and there's no preference for that for what you I don't know what you are, what you look like, what you identify as in terms of ethnic or racial background. And then we also had some LGBT events because your girl is the B in LGBT. So I would be doing a disservice to myself if I didn't host any of those events. So you can also check me out. Let me see if I can post it. I'm going to share my screen. Check my website out, y'all. It's a work in progress. I'm always working on it. Let me see. Shares. Oh, I don't have it up. Hold on. Let me get it up first. Okay. So I had some critiques. I went to like a branding course, and I got some critiques on my website, but it's all good. All right, here we go. So eventually I'm going to take the suggestions that I was given. We're going to see. Here's my website. Y'all been to my website before, so don't even play for anybody who watches the replay, okay? Y'all see my website. Look at this beautiful melanated princess, okay? And so this is the site, millenniumconnections.com. You can type in somebody said it was too much red. Oh. Y'all know, well, y'all don't know. I'm gonna share with y'all that I love the color red. I probably should be live on my other channel right now, but I'm not. Oh, I gotta call Nosy. What's up? What's up? Who's in the chat? Who's here? So I'm just doing a real quick promo. Okay. So I had some events coming up. Make sure y'all go check out my events. Let me see if I can go to my events. Let me see if my website is worthy of you guys' time. Ah, man. Okay, here we go. So here are some of my events. I gotta post. It's supposed to be 3 more. I think 3 or 4 more right here on the week of the 17th, or technically the week of the 16th, but the 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. And then I have a BBQ on the 21st, and then another BBQ for LGBT. Maybe no, that was the 23rd. So Saturday is the BBQ. So I think Friday might be open. I got 30 to 35 to 45, 45 to 55. Oh, 20, 25 to 35. Okay, so I think it's open, but there are gonna be like some speed dating events right here. Speed dating events here for Doom to celebrate a Doom Day. And then July I'm working on now, which is empty right now, but it's about to be filled up. So that's my promo, y'all. So get in where you fit in. If events are not your thing and you want to have a one-on-one with me, let me see if I can find out where you supposed to go. Hold on, okay? Because I built this website myself. So you just click here. Let's get started. And it'll lead you to where you can book with me. And consultations are free right now, so you better get in where you fit in. All right, let me stop sharing. So that's that. Now we're gonna get to the real juice. Okay. Which is why we're here. And that is the conspiracy theories were true. I know you're probably wondering, what conspiracy theory is she even talking about? That's okay, I got you. So let me share my screen. Hold on. Hold on, I'm typing it in, y'all. So here are the conspiracy theories that are floating around the world. Some of them are, listen, I'm not even going to comment on some of them. But okay, let's get into the definition because y'all know how we do. We get to the definition first. And so the definition of a conspiracy theory is a conspiracy theory is an explanation, and this is according to Wikipedia, but we can look up other. Let me see. Okay, we can do National Institute of Health afterwards, but according to Wikipedia, it is the explanation for an event or situation that asserts the existence of a conspiracy by powerful and sinister groups, often political and motivation, when other explanations are more probable. So that doesn't mean they are not true. I hope y'all heard that because I heard it. It doesn't mean that they are not true. It just means that, given the available information, the other theories are more probable. See or no? I'm just saying. We got to pay attention. So, for those who don't know, I can't even say self-proclaimed because I literally have a degree, but I am a linguist in a very self-proclaiming professional way. I study writing, I study words, languages. That doesn't mean I'm perfect in those things. In fact, it makes me realize that there is no such thing as perfection or getting it right necessarily. But you can be really good at using them, creating them, manipulating them, studying them, right? And so we have to pay attention to words. That's the point I'm trying to make is I enjoy paying attention to words and how loose they can be how flexible words are to what we want them to be. Okay, so here are the list of conspiracy theories according to I gotta get out of Wikipedia. Let's find. Okay, let's do chemtrails. Okay, I'm sharing my screen because I'm so excited right now. Put in the comments which ones y'all want to do. I'm telling y'all because all these so-called conspiracy theories are based in truth. I was going to move on from Wikipedia, but They have a list. They have a whole bunch of them together. So here is the so-called chemtrails conspiracy theory. But we know what chemtrails are. Okay. So we have the main article is chemtrail conspiracy theory. Let's click on it. Let's see if they give us sources at the bottom. Yes, they do. Look at this. Chemtrails not real, say leading atmospheric science experts. ProQuest. Oh my God, I used to love ProQuest. Oh my God. I love ProQuest, y'all. Some theorists speculate that the goal is population control. Some say it's climate modification. Others say it's military weapons testing. If you have seen my video from last time, I read. Wait, was it? I don't know. Y'all got to remind me. Didn't I read about weather modification? Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, so let's find out what chemtrails are. And let's see if this is a theory or not. I'm sorry, a conspiracy theory. If this is, and remember, we already looked at what conspiracy theory means. There's something sinister going on. There is a very sinister plot, a very person or people harming plot. Okay, from people who have power to go through with this and the resources to go through with this plot, y'all. The chemtrail conspiracy theory is the Iranians. Funny how they use Iranians. We're going to ignore that word, y'all. Believe that long-lasting condensation trails left in the sky by high-flying aircraft are actually chemtrails, consisting of chemicals or biological agents sprayed for nefarious purposes undisclosed to the general public. Believers in this conspiracy theory say that while normal contrails dissipate relatively quickly, contrails that linger must contain additional substances. Those who subscribe to the theory speculate that the purpose of the chemtrail release may be solar radiation management, weather modification, psychological manipulation, human population control, biological or chemical warfare, or testing of biological or chemical agents on the population, and that the trails are causing respiratory illness and other health problems. This is from Wikipedia, y'all. But I'm just saying, okay? If you remember my video, y'all know that yes, chemicals are being sprayed into clouds. Why? To create rain, to produce large amounts of rain, to force a climactic event, a climactic event within our atmosphere to trigger some sort of a response. Now, we know that when they do it in Arizona, the response is to keep the crops from drying out, right? I mean, that's what they said. And I will look this up. I'm going to show y'all. But we also know, based on the other video I did, that they use the same technique during a war against another country, against an enemy. It was a conspiracy to have an advantage over another group of people to win some kind of war. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And the war can be anything. It just so happens that it was a war against another country. But I mean, who's to say that the war can't be against its own people? it's not necessarily a theory. It was an actual practice. Now, the theory comes in as to the maliciousness, right? The conspiring against groups for the sole purpose to harm them for almost no legitimate reason. Do we know a group who would do such a thing? Let's look at American history. Give me 1 second while I look up. I just want to show y'all. What were some infamous events by the U.S. government? I'm just saying. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Does this sound like something that would be considered a conspiracy to conspire against? The first successful voyage across the Pacific Ocean from the Americas to Asia and back. Okay, so they're talking about the trading era. So, somewhere in the 1500s, around the time where Europeans were kind of beginning to thrive and become a dominant force in the world because of so much skills that they developed through war. I'm just saying, y'all gotta put this together. We're gonna move on to the next conspiracy, okay? But for now, we're here. We're here. Stay with me. Where is it? Okay. So this epic passage established a trans-Pacific link, and no other shipping route has been more successful or lasted longer. Wonderful. Okay. In 1828, following the discovery of gold on Cherokee land, the Georgia legislature passed a law extending its jurisdiction over the Cherokee Nation and allowing state surveyors to assess and divide land occupied by Cherokee people. Ooh. Listen, I'm trying to tell, okay. Does that sound like a historical evidence? Does that sound like historical evidence of a group, specifically the Europeans, let's get it straight, conspiring against the Cherokee people by running a bridge, or what was it? I'm sorry. Creating an extended jurisdiction is the quote. An extended jurisdiction through Cherokee Nation's land so that they can have an excuse to take their things, their gold. I'm just saying that bridge is a part of a conspiracy. So y'all see the term conspiracy theory means, we already looked it up. We know what conspiracy is. But here's the catch. That little thing in the back, theory. Because, this is able to kind of sound like a crazy man's thoughts because of the term theory. When we think about theory, we think of things that are not proven. We don't, unless it has to do with science. When science uses the term theory, we know that there could be some basis of truth to it. It's just not enough, right? So if we look at the social aspect, if we look at the historical aspect of theory in the context of science, we then understand, or we should understand, that theory can be true. It has the possibility of being true if given enough information, if given more information. And so what separates an actual conspiracy that has taken place to a conspiracy theory is the amount of information provided to prove its legitimacy. Okay? Hang on with me. I'm just saying. So as I scroll down, we get into it gets into the slave trade, right? The experimentation of African people. They keep calling them slaves, but they were enslaved human beings. We know that. The terminology is incorrect and flawed, and that's why I say pay attention to words. You always pay attention to words and how they're used. Whether you agree with the language or not, when you learn it, pay attention to how it's being used. Slavery was, and people who were enslaved are not slaves. That is not, they are not any noun, that is an adjective. It described the type of person, a person that was within bondage. Because if you call them slaves, then you are acknowledging that they were born to be. They were born as is. And that is not true. We all know that is not true. Okay? I'm just saying. But anyway, so as we try not to digress anymore, they call him up, and then you have to know who is giving the information. That's why I said I love reading things without saying, okay, I don't agree with this particular individual, because remember, even when they're trying to manipulate the history of us people, indigenous people of all lands, when they're trying to they, as in the dominating force that is conspiring to oppress. Okay, oppression is a conspiracy. I'm just saying, hear me out. Okay, we know that there are some little gems that they can't hide. There's always going to be something there that they can't quite get rid of, the truth. And so anyway, this is I'm getting this information from Times, the New York Times, is that? Let me see what this says. It's just called Time, I guess. Time magazine. I don't know. Anyway, so as they plotted and schemed, because we know that's what a conspiracy is, just like if you plotted and schemed against unaliving, or plotted and schemed on unaliving a person, guess what? Guess what you get charged for? Conspiracy to commit. Ooh. Right? They don't say conspiracy theory to commit. Ooh. No, you get charged with conspiracy if you had something to do with it, if you participated, even if you knew about it and said or did nothing to prevent it. Think about that for a second. Oh my God, this just led me to something, I'm digressing again, but it is relevant to what I'm saying. Think about that for a moment. When it comes to individual circumstances, right? The individual citizen being whatever, the one person rule, one individual be seen as the one individual. And you plot to do something, whether it's to you know, do something to a bank, do something to a person, to harm them, to take from them, to create dominance over them, suppress them in some way. It is punishable by some of the most, I would argue, cruel punishments, but some of the most severe punishments, right? Sometimes, and most times, those charges can lead to a conviction of life imprisonment or the person's life itself, meaning that penalty, the penalty. Because they understand that conspiring of another life deserves, or this is what they conjure, create, and decide, that the conspiring of that life was so heinous that you all be charged similarly. Things that make you go, So if that be the case, for individuals, why it not be the case for nations, for organizations, for governments? Why that not be the case for large numbers of conspiring entities? I'm just saying. Think about this for a second. Okay? Think about this for a second. There are groups who conspire every day to eliminate people off this earth, to unalive them. Groups, whole groups. And then they actually implement it. They send someone out to actually implement it. But do we not realize that only one person at a time gets charged? And they're never charged with a conspiracy? And the people who knew about it are never charged with a conspiracy? I'm just saying. So when you ask the question, what does it mean? What does conspiracy theory mean? Each of those words that creates the phrase are legitimate thoughts, legitimate understandings of what exists. When put together, somehow that phrase becomes so powerful that, and I'm going to say media because I genuinely don't know who's behind it, but the media portrays the term, portrays the statement, portrays the two words together as something to laugh at, as something that could never be true. When you break down the words, you know that it's plausible and just lacks enough evidence. It just lacks enough evidence to be fact, but it is plausible. Okay. So, yes, there was a conspiracy against the native people. There was a conspiracy against the African enslaved people by J. Morin Sims, whatever he is. Um, as he created this hospital, he opened up a hospital, and guess what he did? He conspired against the African people and the indigenous American people of African descent and the native people, the Chippewa people, the Cherokee people, all of them, they conspired to eliminate them through torturous means in order to get them to where they wanted to be financially and medically. And they knew they had to run this campaign, right? We had to run this campaign about the groundbreaking things that they were discovering. But that was not their mission. Their mission was, and it conspired against an entire civilization of people, group of people. I'm just saying. We got to put the pieces together. That's the only way we can build in our minds. That's the only way we can heal our hearts, is to know, to understand the truth, to read between these lines that they create. Because the truth lies between, somewhere between. I'm just saying. Okay, so back to the chemtrails. Back to the chemtrails as we kind of dissect the correlation. We look at the history and we understand what these words truly mean: conspiracy and theory. And we have to pay attention to who's telling the story. Times considered this man a pioneer because he created a hospital and he tortured and led the torture of millions of people. But he's considered a pioneer. Pay attention to the words that are being used, how these words are meant to foster certain thoughts in our minds. And even though they argue, according to Wikipedia again, the claim of solar radiation management, weather modification, physical, psychological manipulation, and warfare, all these things have been dismissed by the scientific community. But my question is, what scientific community? Because we've already looked it up. It's true. Let's look it up again today. Let's look it up today. Weather modification. Hold on. Oops. Stop sharing. I don't want y'all to see that one. Weather modification. Oops. Here we go. Weather modification. We know weather modification is a real thing. Changing and controlling or attempting to change or control the natural development of atmospheric cloud forms or precipitation forms that occur in the troposphere by artificial methods. That is weather modification. That is weather modification. If I type in where does weather modification exist, watch this. Occur in mountainous areas of the United States, such as Rocky Mountains and Sierra Nevada. Cloud seeding has been employed since the 1950s. We looked this up the last time. Is it a theory? Is it a conspiracy theory in the way that they want us to understand the term conspiracy theory? Or is it a legitimate theory based on the history of our nation conspiring against people? I'm just saying. Okay, here's another one. If you don't believe me, we're gonna find another one. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing so that we can. Um, Dang, why did I get rid of that on my screen? Conspiracy theories. Okay, let's look up another conspiracy theory. Again, feel free to share some of the ones that you know about, and we'll break it down. We'll understand. That is the reason we're here, is to understand. We don't got that much time left. Okay, let me hurry up. This says, I don't know whose website this is, Live Science. Live Science. This can be anybody's website. But they have some conspiracy theories. Oh, I'm not even gonna touch that one today. About the not landing on the moon. All I'm gonna say today is the reason people may have a difficulty believing this whole moon landing, is because we are discovering that everything we were told did not exist in terms of technology, everything that we were told in the 60s, in the 50s, that did not exist, we are now discovering that in fact, these technologies did exist. So if these technologies existed, how are we to genuinely be sure that what we were seeing, or what our parents and grandparents were seeing, was legitimate? That is the question. There's nothing wrong with asking a legitimate question about verifying an event that was claimed to have taken place during a time where other events were claimed to have not been taking place, and we found out that those events that were so-called not taking place were actually happening. All people are saying is, if it were so, prove it. If not, then it is a theory, right? That is a theory that maybe it did not happen. The reason it's a theory because we can't prove or disprove it actually happened, unless someone can show us that it did. We can do this all day. I'm just saying. Okay. So we're gonna move on. I'm already not liking this site. They got the World Trade Center on here. They have Diana. This is gossip stuff. No, girl, I don't got time. We want the real stuff. We want the juicy stuff, okay? The real stuff, the stuff that actually affects our well-being, the life that we live each day. Let's see. This is a good one. We know it as the plan. What? Okay. We know they won't let me use this term. And that, Lord, they won't let me use the term that I want to use to identify the topic. This next conspiracy. But I mean, come on, y'all. Come on. We were told in 2020, I believe, like 2019-ish, we were told that if we did not wear masks, right, that we would all perish. If we did not wear masks, that we will all be unalived. Yes or no? I remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday. We were told that everything around us, everyone we knew, everyone we loved would be no more if we did not wear masks. If we did not get the pew pew in our arm. And my question is, once who realized, that big old farmer guy realized that most people weren't doing it, that we weren't going to be scared into doing it. What happened? What happened? I'm just curious. Then it became oh, please. But it will, I promise. It'll keep you from getting as sick as you would have gotten. And even when that wasn't working, then they started forcing it through jobs. I'm just saying. What makes that different from what they were doing in the 1800s to enhance the medical industry, to create this wonderful growth, and they praise the pioneers of medicine. But a lot of people suffer some of the most inhumane experiences, NDEs, ever imaginable for the sake of medicine. Okay? There are people's DNA floating around hospitals who did not give them permission to do so. There are people's body parts floating around, being used to create newer, more sophisticated ways of doing things. Transplants, who did not consent. That is a conspiracy against life. And it is only a theory because everyone who has the evidence to prove it is silenced. I'm just saying. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I hope I didn't dig you deeper into a whole. I just want to clarify for you to understand that a conspiracy. Hey, Sugar Love, how are you? To understand that the term conspiracy theory is not this person sitting on the side of the road with like a Joker hat on, twirling around and googling and goggling about nothing. That's what media wants you to see when you hear the term conspiracy theory. But that's not what it is, okay? Shout out to Sugar Love. Please go check her channel out. She talks about stuff like this too. I'm just saying. And she has a panel where you can go up and you can, listen to some of the things that she is sharing, pulling up. She brings the facts to y'all. And you can have a discussion about it. So check her out, Sugar Love. Other than that, please make sure you hit the like, subscribe to the channel, share this video with as many people as you possibly can. And until I think I'm going live on the 20th next. I don't know. That's not next Thursday, but until next time, I shall see you. Peace.